Yeah, really proud. Particularly the last two games, I thought, we just kept turning up for each other. Our scramble defence has been very, very good, and I think that's a sign of the improvement in our group. We've made some really big strides now. We won 4 of our last 5 games, so we're starting to find a way defensively.
When you pick on the effort area, it's only this team starting to show that aptitude.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all about effort in defence. It's not always going to be pretty, but we just want more Broncos jerseys in the picture. So we've started to see that over the last 2 weeks in particular, and it's just about working for your mate and doing something for somebody else in the team. So we're not going to get too carried away because there's plenty to improve on. But the last, as I said, the last 3 halves of footy, we've been able to keep the team stroless, so that's a big improvement.
Can you talk about what we got over 2 props, starting props tonight, showing through the meters?
Yeah, Payne Haas and Matt Lodge have done a really good job for us the last couple of weeks. Payne has got a fair bit of media, and rightly so, for his performances, but I think sometimes Lodge gets forgotten about. I think he's been a real leader for our pack. Probably the entire season in a lot of ways, but sometimes he doesn't get too many pats on the back, and I think he's been very good for us. He's really developing into a leader, and I think the growth in his game and the growth in his leadership on and off the field's been very good, and it's a credit to him.
And he's so I'll be the Blues team being pick seeds. I mean, neither of them would be out of place, would they, while they're playing?
Yeah, obviously there's plenty of good contenders there for the Blues, so I'm sure Brad Fittler will consider both of them. But again, there's plenty of contenders. But I'm really enjoying seeing what they're doing for us at the moment. They're leading our team through the middle of the park, so they're doing their job.
And did you feel the last 20 minutes in the first half was a key period?
Yeah.
You just kept repelling the Warriors when they had so much territory.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, to be fair, that was where we kept ourselves in the game because they had so much possession, so much field position. Over the last 3 weeks, the Warriors, just about every time they've got down inside and had a full set inside someone's 20 metres zone, they've scored tries. So, we spoke about not giving them field position, but they were able to get field position, and we had to work really hard defensively. But I think if you look back and reflect on the game, I'm sure it will come up in the video when I review it. That's probably the period where we kept ourselves in the game, and to go in 2 all is probably a win for us in some ways.
So Milford, he's just a game breaker, isn't he? To have his ability to break that in the game is crucial.
Yeah, definitely. Took the line on there close to the line and just caught one of the Warriors defenders inside shoulder, so that's where he's most dangerous. I think I always talk about keeping it pretty simple for Millie, but I think if he thinks run first and pass second, that's a good way for him to be.
Talk about those efforts. Is that something you've been seeing in training all through probably the last month leading to that Roosters game last week?
To be fair, since I started in December, we've been really big on the effort areas of our game at training. And we've been probably a little bit inconsistent in some of the early games with it. But I think it's just that value of doing something for somebody else. So we're starting to see that. And when we're not seeing that, then it's my job to make the guys accountable. So I've picked this team on effort over the last 3 games in particular. And they've kept turning up for each other the last couple of weeks, which is really pleasing. We get an opportunity to take a breath now. And when we come back, I want to see effort again.
How pleasing is it to see them not only winning, but winning with your style?
Oh, yeah, I think, I'm not sure about my style, but, I remind the guys and make the guys accountable for, their individual efforts. And we've got some talented players who, you want to see use their talents and their abilities, but, I just think, as I said, it's my job to make them accountable. I've got a game model built around efforts, and like I said, we're seeing a little bit of traction there, which is good.
So if you were in the rows, I think when Bill made his debut,
yeah,
he'd be a bit of a superstar for with his ability to break the game.
Yeah, I'm sure he could be. I've got no doubt he could do a really good job there. But again, I don't watch the other players from the other clubs that closely unless we're playing against them. But like I said, Milf's been really good for us the last 3 weeks. He broke up in the game tonight. I think the last couple of weeks he's been very good. Against Cronulla, he was very good. So, yeah, he's playing some good football. Good to go. Yeah, we good to go.
So you talk about Tom Deere in the Orange, like the way he plays, do you think he complements your style?
Yeah, I really do. I think Tom's a genuine halfback who's got a really good sense and good understanding of the game. So he's still finding his feet. He's only played 4 games of footy, but I think every week we've seen just some small improvements across his game. So he's certainly a good fall for Millie at the moment. I think his understanding of the game certainly helped. Certainly helped Millie, and Millie's still our boss in attack, so the responsibility lies with him. But I think Tom's a good fall for him at the moment, and we've got Sean O'Sullivan who's playing really good footy for Brisbane North in reserve grade at the moment too. So we're quite lucky there. We've got a couple of really good halves, but Tom's done the job for the last month, and I'm comfortable with how he's progressing. Yeah.
You spoke yesterday about Blake Green being the key for Warriors. How do you feel you dealt with him, and what did you make of Cody as well tonight?
Yeah, first half I thought Blake had too much time kicking the footy, so we probably just weren't quite up to scratch with our kick pressure on Greenie. I thought we were really good with putting inside pressure on him, making him play early, but I wasn't that comfortable in the first half with our kick pressure. I thought we were much better with the kick pressure on Greenie because he's a really smart player. Blake, he understands the game. He's got time, so you need to try and close down that time for him. So I think we did a sound job without being outstanding on Greenie. And Cody, he always threatens. His running game's a real weapon, and every time he got the ball, something looked like it was going to happen around him. So we're happy with the job that we did on Cody, but he threatened every time he had the footy, which is his weapon.
So he's made a real difference, hasn't he? He gives you a bit of a headache.
Yeah, it's a good headache to have, because Mac is a 250-odd game player and played Origin and done a tremendous job for a long time. And Jake, he's been really solid for us the last 3 weeks. Brought a lot of energy, brought a lot of effort. Chico has closed out games really well the last 2 weeks as well. So we've got 3 really quality guys there. And, I'm really happy with what Jake did. Again tonight on particularly defensively, but. Yeah, it's a good headache to have. Yeah, I'd rather have that headache than no options, yeah, for sure.
You've got 4 or 5 forwards in contention for Origin. How much has that series looming had to do with their form of the last 2 weeks? Is it a real desire for those guys to play?
Well, I'm not sure about individually. I'm sure that they've all got certain goals that they want to achieve, and one of those, I'd imagine, for just about every player, is to play a high level of football. But we don't talk about it internally. It's not a motivator for us as a team. Like I said, the real focus for us over the last 4 or 5 weeks has been about doing something for somebody else in the team, and that's been the driver for us. So if some of those guys are rewarded off the back of that, well, that's great. I'm sure some will be. I'm not sure who, but it hasn't been a motivation internally for us, and it's not something we've spoken about. But individually, I'm sure that guys have got goals, and hopefully some of them achieve it.
Holding the Warriors trialists here, when they've been on the roll, where does it rank for you as defensive performance in your time as a head coach, both at the Broncos and the Rabbitohs?
Well, I can't remember. Maybe it's the first time that I've been involved with a team that's kept the team trialists. I just can't think back to last year. But, it's really good. Anytime you keep a team to no tries, it's a really... it's a good statement you're making with your defence. So if I reflect back on the last 2 weeks, I think we've been really good defensively the last 2 weeks. And we've needed to be because Roosters and Warriors have got so many weapons that they throw at you. But like I said before, there's been a lot of Broncos jerseys in the frame, so we just got to keep driving that.
And what's triggered this turnaround? Because it seemed 2 or 3 weeks ago you were under quite a bit of pressure and a bit of a hold, and now you seem to be fine.
That's perceived pressure. It's not really. I love coaching. Internally, we've been really confident with where we're heading as a group. sometimes you don't get the results. You've got to remember we lost 2 games on the bell early in the year. So we weren't a million miles away. And we were a million miles away in a game against the Roosters and in some areas against South Sydney. But the other games we've competed really, really strongly. So, the boys are enjoying their footy. That's the big thing. But they're celebrating the little wins that they have out there at the moment. You know, you see the guys get together. And, you know, footy's about playing with your mates and playing for your mates. And that's all I've tried to make them accountable to. So it's pleasing going into Dubai off the back of a couple of wins, but we need to take a breath, reset this next week, and then when we come back to work after this bye, focus on our next job, and that'll be the Titans. But I want the guys just to have a pause this week and just take a breath. As I said, we've got some young guys in there who've played less than 10 games. I think there's 4 guys who've played less than 10 games, and another 3 or 4 have played less than 20. So it's a good time for them just to take a breath.
How big a potential will these teams coming in and that representing grind for the young guys? Will that be a big test of their character?
Yeah, I'm not sure, Pete. I think having the experience of having 4 Origin players last year, and then working in Origin and being at Melbourne, who had plenty of Origin players, I've got a sound understanding of what it takes out of not just the players who play Origin, but the other guys who are left behind. So, yeah, we've got some plans in place in and around how we manage loads and manage the players individually and collectively. So. The start of that is giving the guys a couple of days off now, and then when we come back in, as I said, we can focus on the Titans, but we'll also know who is playing Origin, so we'll find out tomorrow evening, and then that sets up our plan then for the next sort of week or so. And like I said, it's always difficult for any club to manage, but it's not insurmountable. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right, cheers, guys. Thank you.